As full-time RVers, one of our most frequently asked questions is, how do you make an income on the road? Between work camping and remote work, there's so many opportunities, and we're going to discuss those. Hey, we're Matt and Laurie. Just in case you don't know our story, we thought we'd give you a quick recap.
So Matt was a police officer and started experiencing some health issues that were impacting his safety on the job. And we felt like we needed to make some pretty quick decisions. So he actually went to a meeting one night, and I, kind of in a panic, started researching alternative ways of living, knowing we weren't going to be able to afford to keep living the way that we were because we were a one-income household at the time. I was working on building my business. So he came home from work, from his meeting, and I just basically said, we've got to watch some videos together. I think I found something possibly. I had heard about camp hosting in the past, we both had, and that was actually where it all started was, okay, if we can't afford to live where we currently are, we have an RV, and that would be a place to live, a roof over our heads. We could get a site for free. That would kind of equal no rent. So we just thought that was a start. So we watched videos and actually made a pretty quick decision for him to resign. And it was like 6 weeks from the time that we made that decision until the time we hit the road. And we hit the road as work campers and headed to Montana for our first work camping job.
So what is work camping? Well, our definition of work camping might be a little different than others. Basically, it is working at campgrounds or RV resorts or other similar type of jobs for your campsite and respectable wages. Now, if you don't need the pay, you can also just work for your site. A lot of folks do that as well.
Which obviously would mean less hours. So when we're working, we're usually working 28 to 32 hours. For the most part, you can work up to 40 hours at some jobs. And so we're getting paid for those hours, and then we're also getting our site for free.
Yep.
So what have we done as work campers?
Well, we have done several different jobs. I've worked on grounds teams where I've repaired water lines that were damaged by guests, leading guests to their sites, lawn care, weed eating, that type of thing. Any other guest relations, I've done that.
So for me, I was working in the office, and I would check guests in, take phone reservations. We didn't have a store, so it was more just serving the guests as they came to the door and whatever their needs were. We actually also cleaned together 1 day a week and cleaned cabins and just one bathroom area. So a little bit of variety, but that was fun.
Yeah, I've also worked as security, as a ranger at a campground, and basically kept an eye on the front gates and the rear gate to the campground, as well as helping guests or helping the office with anything they need.
Yep. And I've cleaned bathhouses, pretty big, large bathhouses.
Yeah, multiple.
And multiple, yeah, 5 bathhouses. Also laundry facilities that came along with it. There was like one large laundry facility and then a smaller one. I did that alone 1 year. He did it with me 1 year. So that's another thing we've done. We've also been on outdoor hospitality together. Yep. So the entire shift, spending together, getting on a golf cart, going around, making sure the guests have everything they need. If they needed firewood, getting that. We would tag team each other cleaning bathrooms. What else did we do?
We also cleaned fire pits.
Cleaned sites and
cleaned
cabins.
Sites, yeah, watered any plants and trees or flowers that needed water.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of different things outdoors.
Yeah. So there's also gig type work when you work camp. And for us, we do the same thing each year for the gig type work. A lot of people do the beet harvest. And when we say gig work, you're working a lot of hours in a short amount of time, but making really, really good money. So it's a great opportunity to prepare yourself for the next season if you would like to take a little bit of time off, or just to put money back in savings if you need to, that kind of thing. So beet harvest, there's pumpkin patches, there's Christmas tree lots.
Fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks.
Working for farmer, which is what I did.
Yep.
2 seasons in a row now. I'll be going back again to work for him this coming season, just helping with the harvest. So there's all different kinds of things you can do for gig work.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what you do as a work camper.
So now that we've explained all of that, we wanted to tell you what we love about work camping. We love being stationary for 4 or 5 months, sometimes 6 months, depending on the job. We love being familiar with the job requirements as well as our schedule. That's really important. We also love being able to explore the area and live like a local and really get to see the sights. We also love the free hookups, the free site, and sometimes we even get free laundry. It just depends on the campground. We also love being outside and being able to move around, not just being stuck in one place all the time. And we like the more relaxed weekly schedule. We generally work 4 days on and 3 days off, so it really gives you a lot of time to just relax and explore the area.
Yeah, the 3 days for a 3-day weekend, I feel like this country should go to a 4-day, 3-day off, because after that 3 days, you feel almost excited to go back to work, I feel like. So a few months ago, the work camping job that we were at, that we thought we were going to be at for the next year, ended up falling through. This actually was a blessing in disguise, but it only gave us 6 weeks to find a job. The blessing in disguise part, we just want to be totally honest about this. We were getting pretty burnt out cleaning bathrooms. So it was a time for us to kind of look at our situation and reassess. So I started applying for remote jobs online, and I ended up being hired by a healthcare company. If you want to see the journey through all of that, we have all of those videos on Facebook on our Reels page. So you would just go to Facebook, and then on the top where you can click on posts, you go over to the Reels portion, and then you could see all the different videos if you scroll down. So I think there's a tendency in any lifestyle to look at the grass being greener on the other side of whatever situation you're in. And again, as I mentioned, we were getting a little burnout with bathrooms. So in my mind, the grass was greener on the remote work side of things. And I just want to kind of have an honest conversation about this, because I think it's important to bring awareness to the differences. So work camping versus remote work. So with work camping, like we said, we had really flexible schedules. We were working 4 days a week, 3 consecutive days off, anywhere from 28 to 32 hours a week, and just had a lot of time to explore and feel refreshed when we would go back to work. And now I'm working 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, the typical living for the weekend again. And it's been an adjustment coming off of the work camping lifestyle. So I think the important thing here is, this could sound like whining to some people, but here's the thing. We hit the road for a less stressful lifestyle. So because of that, this is something that makes a difference for us. So for anyone doing the same thing, it's something to think about. Remote work still has you in the 9-to-5 lifestyle. So the other thing is, I miss being outside. This is great. The setup is great, a standing desk, so I'm not sitting all day. I'm still able to move around a little bit, but I miss being outside, going around the RV resorts, the sunshine, the warmth, and I just miss the movement the most. I'm now tied to my brakes for when I can go outside and walk, and it just makes a difference. The other thing we've lost with this remote job is we've lost the ability to travel any day. With work camping, our contract would end on a certain date. We could be traveling on a Monday, we could be traveling on a Thursday. It didn't matter. We had the flexibility. We also had the flexibility to spend some time between jobs, just exploring different areas. Now we're tied to traveling only on those 2 weekend days. And that's also been a real challenge for us, because campgrounds are booked on the weekends. And also those 2 days that we're traveling are my only 2 days off each week. So I feel like I'm not getting a break. So that's another part. The other thing we noticed pretty quickly was, wow, when we're not work camping, we have to pay for sites, and oh my goodness, this is so expensive. So that part's been a real eye-opener, and what a blessing work camping is for the cost of sites. So the last part that I would just say is, there's pros and cons to everything you do. This remote job, I'm definitely making more money. quite a bit more money, and we're not cleaning up other people's messes. For us, in this season, it's working. And I can honestly say though, there are still things that I really miss about work camping. So it's just, we wanted to present all of these so that you could have a true idea of what it's like when you're living on the road and have these different lifestyle options for work.
So we're curious, what do you think? Work camping or remote work? If you are currently a full-timer, let us know below how you make an income. If you'll be starting the full-time life, let us know how you plan to make an income.
Yeah, we hope this was helpful for you, and if you have any questions at all, as always, we're always happy to answer them, so just drop them in the comments below. And don't forget that you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Now get out there and wander.